Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And my name is Sonali Wanigabadage. These are the stories making headlines tonight.
The UPFA secures power in the Eastern Provincial Council. M. Najib Abdul Majid sworn in as Chief Minister. An army major submits a sworn affidavit stating that he was not assaulted by Malaka Silva and Rehan Wijeratna. Supreme Court informs Parliament that if the Divi Naguma bill is not approved by all provincial councils, it will not become law. And an import tax on potatoes and canned fish increased from today.
The army major serving in military intelligence submitted a sworn affidavit to the Colombo Fort Magistrate today, stating that he was not assaulted by Malaka Silva and Rehan Wijeratna, who are currently in remand custody.
According to his affidavit, the individuals involved in the assault were the suspects who were to be presented in an identification parade today. The major also states that the gold chain which was on his person and allegedly stolen was later found at his home. At this point, Magistrate Kanishka Wijeratna questioned as to what was recorded on the security camera system of the luxury hotel where the assault is said to have taken place. Representing the major in court today, Attorney at Law Dinesh Dudangoda requested that hearings be held before the 24th of September. Considering the facts presented before court today, the magistrate issued notice on the major to the commanding officer of the military hospital to appear in court on Thursday.
අපි ඉල්ලා සිටියා මෙම නඩුව සමතයකට පත් කර ගැනීම සඳහා
We requested court to take up hearings before September 24th. As per this request, Fort Magistrate Kanishka Wijeratna said hearings could be taken up before the 24th if the Colombo Crimes Division has no objection.
කොළඹ අපරාධ කොට්ටාශයට අපහසුතාවයක් නැත්නම් මෙම නඩුව 24 වෙනිදාට කලින් කැඳවීමට ක්‍රියා කරන්න කියලා ඒ පිළිබඳව කොළඹ අපරාධ කොට්ටාශ විමසලා අධිකරණයට දැනුම් දෙන්න කියලා.
The Colombo Fort Magistrate yesterday ordered 7 individuals, including the son of Minister Mervyn Silva, to be remanded until Monday. The suspects were produced in court after they handed themselves over to the Slave Island police yesterday. Minister Mervyn Silva, who arrived in court yesterday, expressed these views on the incident.
මේකෙන්ම පේනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය ප්‍රමුඛ සන්ධාන රජ.
This goes to show how much the SLF-affiliated alliance government respects democracy. The lawyers presented numerous arguments and counter-arguments. Look at the independence. You can ask the lawyers. They said we can definitely get bail, but we respect this court. This is the transparency in President Mahinda Rajapaksa's government.
ඒගොල්ල මට කිව්වේ අප දෙන්නම බලුවන්. නමුත් අපි අධිකරණයට ගරු කරනවා. මේක තමයි විනිවිදභාවය කියන්නේ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනපතිතුමාගේ ආණ්ඩුවේ.
Meanwhile, speaking at a media briefing in Colombo yesterday, senior DIG in charge of the Western Province, Anurasena Naika, expressed these views.
Did this army officer go to this location with a firearm while he is on duty? This individual went to this place on the 8th at 6 in the evening to meet a certain businessman. The businessman lives on the 27th floor. He must have gone legally or illegally, or as a matter of fact, he may have gone to commit a crime. There has to be an inquiry. However, no one has the right to attack that officer.
කිසිවෙකුට අයිතියක් නැහැ.
මාලක සිල්වා මහත්මයාව මේ අත්අඩංගුවට ගන්න මෙවමන කාල සීමාවක් මේ ගත වුණේ මොකද කියලා මම දැනගන්න සතුටුයි.
මේක හමුදා නගරයේ පාන්දර.
We have to find out as to why an army officer was carrying a pistol at 3 in the morning. I cannot just grab him by his neck and put him in jail based on what you say.
දැන්ට තියෙන තොරතුරු මත ගිනියවිය ගත්තා මේ කට්ටිය.
ගිනියවිය අරගෙන ආපහු ඒක ලැබුණේ කොහොමද? පොලිසියට ගෙනත් දුන්නද? කොහොමද ගිනියවිය ලැබුණේ?
පොලිසියට ගෙනත් දුන්නා. එතන එක්කෙනෙක් වැටලා තියෙනවා කියලා එක්කෙනෙක් පොලිසියට ගෙනත් දුන්නා. ඒ වැටන ගෙනත් දුන්න පුත් කියලාත් අද අපි අධිකරණ රිමාන්ඩ් කරා.
M. Najib Abdul Majid was sworn in as the Chief Minister of the Eastern Province before President Mahinda Rajapaksa today.
M. Najib Abdul Majid took his oath at a ceremony held at Temple Trees this afternoon. A group including the governor of the Eastern Province participated at the ceremony. M. Najib Abdul Majid contested for the Eastern Provincial Council from the Trincomalee district at the recently concluded poll. He came in third in terms of the number of preferential votes in the district, polling 11,792 votes. From 2000 to 2001, he served as the Deputy Minister of Post and Telecommunications.
As a Chief Minister, I can develop these 3 district in Ampara and Bettikalo and Trincomalee district. There are a lot of investors. I think they are coming. They are willing to come to Trincomalee and Ampara and also Bettikalo. Then we can start our industries and zone even in Trincomalee.
Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress says that the party has decided to support the Eastern Province Chief Minister who was appointed today. After days of lengthy discussions, we decided that we would ally with the UPFA and form a government in the Eastern Province. The TNA also extended an invitation to us and we had lengthy discussions with them as well. We are saddened by the decision we have had to arrive at. Today, we cordially decided on dividing the tenure of Chief Minister between both parties. Through a letter to the Governor, we notified him of our intention for Najib Majid to be appointed as the Chief Minister. After 2.5 years, we will receive that position. We must also say that the government has agreed to give us 2 ministerial positions.
ලබා ගන්න හැකි වේවි කියලා ඒත් සමගම අමාත්‍ය ධූර දෙකක් අපිට පිරිනැමීමට රජය එකඟතාවය පළ කරලා තිබෙනවා කියලා අපි කියව යුතුයි.
Meanwhile, the United National Party says that it is prepared to extend a conditional support to the government towards establishing a multi-party rule in the East.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ වෙත විශේෂ ඉල්ලීමක් ලැබුණා කොමියුනිස්ට් පක්ෂයේ ලේකම් ඩී.වී. ගුණසේකර
The UNP received a special request from Minister D.W. Gunasekara of the Communist Party to support the establishment of multi-party rule in the Eastern Province. We have no objection to this. In order for this to happen, the government must take the lead. We have stated that we would like to present our conditions and proposals in this regard.
ඒ වගේම යෝජනා ගන්නාවක් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න කැමැතියි කියලා ප්‍රකාශ කළා තිබෙනවා.
Meanwhile, Sivanesature Chandrakanthan has been appointed as an advisor to the President on Eastern Affairs. The Presidential Secretariat stated that the letter of appointment was presented to Chandrakanthan today.
Time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day. President Mahinda Rajapaksa has invited TNA parliamentary group leader R. Sambandhan to participate in the parliamentary select committee that has been appointed to find a solution to the national issue.
Issuing a communique, TNA parliamentary group leader R. Sambandhan said that the invitation was extended when he met President Rajapaksa at the President's house this morning. The communique states that the Tamil National Alliance never took up the stance that it would not participate in the Parliamentary Select Committee. Sambandhan notes that the TNA had only drawn attention to the steps that need to be taken prior to the appointment of a Parliamentary Select Committee. Sambandhan also noted that an agreement was reached this morning to hold further discussions on the matter upon the President's return from India. When News First made inquiries, the President's Media Coordinating Secretary Vijayananda Herath confirmed that a meeting took place between the President and the TNA parliamentary group leader this morning.
In the meantime, the Criminal Investigations Department informed court today that lengthy discussions were held with the Attorney General's Department regarding videotapes containing footage of the location where supporters of the late Bharata Lakshman Premachandra and parliamentarian Duminda Silva exchanged fire. Now, this was revealed when the complaint pertaining to the killing of 4 people, including Bharata Lakshman Premachandra, was taken up before Colombo Additional Magistrate Prasanna Alves today.
Making clarifications before court, the CID requested that the suspects be kept in remand custody until further instructions are received from the Attorney General. Considering this request, the magistrate ordered the suspects to be further remanded. Further hearings were postponed to the 2nd of October. The police have failed to recover the pistol of Bharata Lakshman, which is an important item in this case. Information we have received suggests that Bharata Lakshman used this pistol. This must be looked into. I think the evidence thus far proves that Duminda Silva was shot at first. The rest happened after he lost consciousness. No criminal charges can be brought against him. Journalists raised questions regarding Duminda Silva's health condition.
3D scan.
What you see here is a 3D scan of Duminda Silva's skull. This area is completely empty. If he is brought to Sri Lanka before this area of the skull is healed, then his life will be at risk. Several operations have been conducted. He cannot return to Sri Lanka until completely healed.
ඔගේ ජීවිතයට මහා විනාශයක් වෙනවා. ඒ සම්පූර්ණ පෑහෙනකන් ඌට ලංකාවට තත්ත්වයක් නැහැ.
දැන් තාත්තා නැති වෙලා ඊළඟ මාසෙට අවුරුද්දයි. අවුරුද්දක් ගියා දැනුනේවත් නැහැ. ඉතින් තවමත් මිනිමරුවන් ප්‍රධාන සැකකරු නිදැල්ලේ. අවුරුද්දක් යන්න වෙනවා ඊළඟ මාසේ 8 වෙනිදාට. උනාට ඉතින් තවමත් අපිට සාධාරණයක් ඉෂ්ට වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Still in local news, an army major committed suicide this afternoon by exploding a grenade inside his vehicle in Tihagoda Mathara this afternoon.
The major had arrived in the neighbourhood of the Tihagoda Junior School this morning in order to meet a young girl residing in Pitakanuwa, Kamrupitiya. The police say that the information has surfaced that the major had been having an affair with the 17-year-old girl. Police believe that the girl had arrived at the location with her father. The meeting had led to a verbal exchange, after which the major is suspected to have got into his vehicle and detonated the grenade. When we heard the noise, we thought a transformer had exploded and came out to see. There was smoke coming out of the vehicle. The married 37-year-old army major was a resident of Hiriyala, Kurunagala and was a father of two. Meanwhile, a 27-year-old individual was shot dead inside a house in Tisogama, Bingiriya. The police said that the victim had been identified as Sumit Duminda.
ඒක ඇගහදින් මන් දුවගෙන ආවා. දුවගෙන ඇවිල්ලා බලද්දි කරුවලේ ඒ ගමන හුම් ගානවා ඇහුණා මට. ඒ ඇහෙද්දින් ආයෙ දුවලා ගෙදර ගිහිල්ලා ලාම්පුවත් අරගෙන ආවා. ඇවිල්ලා සුදු පුතේ කිව්වා. නෑ.
The murderer is yet to be identified.
On to a story that made the headlines tonight. Now, the taxes imposed on imported potatoes and canned fish have been increased from today. The Ministry of Finance noted that the special tax on a kilogram of imported potatoes will be increased by 20 rupees and the same tax on imported canned fish will be increased by 25 rupees.
The previous tax on a kilogram of imported potatoes was 30 rupees, and with the new tax increase it now stands at 50 rupees. The Ministry of Finance says that this tax increase was imposed to provide a reasonable price to local farmers as their harvest is still coming into the market. Potato farmers have been requesting a reasonable price for their harvest. During the potato harvesting season, potatoes are imported. They are piled up in the market. The farmers are helpless. I think it is good to provide relief to farmers by increasing the tax.